If it ain't NFL jock, just turn that shit off.
Yo, we back with another one, man. So what we're all thinking podcast stories behind the craft. Today I got a special guest for y'all. If y'all have seen, she's on the page already. We did an interview a couple weeks ago. Great conversation. I told her like we gotta get in the chair right away because I need more topics like this on the pod. We had a great conversation. We talked about a lot of different things. This been a long time in the making. I watched her from when she first started to now, and the growth been amazing. Funny, very, 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 very intuitive. So y'all in for a special one today. So without further ado, go introduce yourself.
You gave me too much credit there. I was like, who are you talking about? I am Jay, and I'm from Aspired Podcast.
All right.
Glad to be here.
She, see, I think one thing about us podcasters or, having our own TV shows, I think we don't give ourselves as much credit as we should.
That's not a lie.
So it's like, it's harder for us to accept the fact that we are doing what we're doing. And it's like, okay, how do we take compliments in a way?
I don't already take compliments well. I'm like someone's like, you're beautiful, happy birthday. I'm that person. I'm truly I'm just that I love giving compliments, but to get one, I'm like, and I'm not insecure. I know who I am, but it's just, I don't know. It's just awkward. And when you said I've been watching her from the beginning, when people tell me that, I'm like, really? You sure? My show? Yeah, I don't know. I'll get there one day.
I mean, I think it all goes from word of mouth, because when you interviewed, like I said, when you interviewed T. Murray, somebody that we're both connected with, it was like, okay, this is somebody, or these two people are some people you need to watch out with, you need to connect with. I think y'all do some great things together. So I just always, because I call myself, I'm probably going to clip this, I call myself like a professional stalker in a way. So it's
I like that.
Yes.
At least you own it.
Yeah, because it's like I always watch and see what people got going on because I always like the come up story because I want to see where you started, when you began, and then that's when the platform became a thing.
That's kind of how I am too. Because then I want to be rooting for you. I want to be someone's cheerleader, especially when I'm like, man, they really started like this, and then wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started stalking you too. I did, and then I'm like, okay, no, I really want him on my show. And that's how it worked. At first, you were not, I had a co-host, so you weren't really speaking to even me at first. Mm-hmm. And then, so when I went through, after I started doing this on my own, I'm like, wait a second, who's this guy? I didn't know. I didn't even know about you. And then you said something, and I was like, I'm on the spot. I don't even know who the hell he is, but here we are. It worked out.
I think that goes back to me always connecting and reaching out, because even when I first started, I was like, it'll be good to have two women perspective. Mm-hmm. Me sit down with two women, just ask them questions, because I always had a lot of males, so I always try to find ways to because I'm always analytics based, so I always look at what I got going on. Okay, are the women watching? Okay, how can I get more women to watch the platform and see?
You know what's crazy that you say that? We were talking about how I had a woman on the show. It's so much harder to get women on the show. Mm-hmm. And I'm a woman.
Yeah.
It's so much harder. And I want to showcase women. I want them to watch my show. But I also relate to men so well that I don't know. I'm not even mad at it. I'm like, you know what? Whatever kind of, yes, I can work on it. And yes, I can push more women. But it has to come naturally too. You want your show to still be authentic. And if more men watch your show, which I'm sure they do, but you have good insight as a man. It's just, I think maybe this will help, having more women on your show, or even just doing things outside of the show with more women involved. That will get you, I don't know.
I mean,
it's hard.
I think it's just because my mouth be so reckless, it'd be kind of hard for me to for
maybe
people to
understand. I'm because I just say something. It just out. I'm always thinking. So it's not that I don't think about what I'm saying. It's that I don't care to mute it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Why?
Yesterday I had a conversation. We was doing a pod, and then a woman asked me a question that I previously answered, and what I said didn't kind of register with the world as properly as it should have. But that's cause you know, sometimes I don't even know that the camera's around. So it's like it's kind of hard for me to like, you know, be like, oh, I'm in front of a camera. And especially like my brother was my co-host that day. So me and him have regular conversations regularly. And I just was so like so comfortable, so lax. It just came out the way it did. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Oops.
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
my bad, you know?
My bad. I feel like once if people really become a fan of your show, they're gonna get to know you and that you don't mean it like that.
Right.
If we start catering and muting ourselves to whatever, this one person or however people take things, we'll never have these shows. Nobody will ever talk.
Yeah.
They're always so cautious, and the world is too sensitive. The world is too sensitive for a lot.
Why you say that?
Because I think we're in a culture of like, oh, be careful, don't say that. Be careful, don't say that. For what? Why? I don't know. I like to hear different views, and my view is not like the smartest view at all times. So sometimes you'll say something or somebody else will say something, and I'm just like, I didn't think of it like that. And it opens your mind. But if everybody says the same things, if everybody thinks the same things, then we're boring and we're not learning anything. We're like yes men, and I'm just not that person.
Yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of people, you know, who are in the podcast realm, they like, okay, I want to be able to showcase who I am and be my authentic self as best as possible. Especially here in Orlando, I feel like we have like some of the most authentic people when it comes to platforms. Like even when it comes to like podcasting, all that stuff, everybody has their own way of doing stuff. Yeah. Like you, me, Eric, even Do What You Want to Do. All of these different platforms have their own way of doing things,
and they're all dope, just different. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point. But I do like that Orlando, like the camaraderie is there too. Everybody I've met so far, I should say, is willing to work together. Kind of. You looking at me crazy, so you don't agree?
No, I
haven't had an issue. But talk about yours. I'm interviewing you on your show. You don't agree? I've actually had like very much embracing people, but I know that I hear in the game people are very competitive.
I feel like, because I don't like talk about Mercedes too much, because I just feel like, you know, like I say, every time I say something, it gets taken out of proportion. So I kind of like you said, I watch what I say sometimes. But
you don't have to do that. It's your show.
I created a conglomerate. Like I was telling you, I created a conglomerate that I stay in those parameters and I don't go out of that unless somebody reaches out, and then yes. But I'm always, like I said, I'm always for help. Like if you need help, I'm willing to help, but just don't cross me. Like it's all about.
Because who wants? Even if it wasn't this world, who wants anybody to cross you? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, I've been crossed. Don't get me wrong. I've been crossed, but it hasn't been by other shows or, you know what I mean? It's just like people in the industry in general are kind of like cutthroat.
Yeah.
And I'm not so cutthroat. I mean, I'm one of those people, I'll give you the shoulder off my, the clothes off my back if it meant like to help you, like you said. But I'm also like, once I'm done, I'm done. And a lot of people are really cutthroat in the industry. Not even just podcasts, but.
Yeah, I mean, how many chances do you give people? Like, do you get a 1, 2, 3? Like, cause I'm 3 strikes and I'm out.
It depends on who it is, but in the industry, you're not getting 3 strikes. Get out of here. 3? That's a lot. That's a lot.
But what if they had a bad day that
I'm gonna
one
give
day?
you one. I'm gonna give you that second chance in the industry. If you're not like my genuine people, why am I giving you 3 chances? One time you cross me, the second time you do it, then I'm gone. You got 2 chances. That's good. You don't need more than that in the industry. Now, personal life, sometimes I'm a little too forgiving sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like if I care deeply, I'm going to give you some chances because I know what it's like to really be misunderstood and be kind of like, I don't know how to put this. I know what it's like to not fit in. And I'm okay with not fitting in. But sometimes people try too hard and they make mistakes, people pleasing, all of that. So I'm going to give you a chance. But if I don't really care for you, you got one shot. Even in personal life, you got one shot. And I'll give you that one conversation, and if you do it again, that's it. I've done that to a friend. She was like I knew her in high school, but not really friends deeply. And I got to know her. I gave her one conversation because she was doing some shady stuff. And I'm one, like, I'll openly have the conversation. I'm not going to ghost you. That's what I don't believe in. Because it's corny to ghost people. It really is corny.
Really?
I think it's corny to ghost people that you care about. I've known girls that have ghosted their boyfriend. Like, you don't do that. That's crazy. I'm going to give you the conversation, but that's all you get. You know what I mean?
So, because I was talking, because everybody has their own way of like discernment. So you like, are you a good like reading people? Like,
I think I'm pretty good. And when I get a weird intuition or a weird vibe from someone, I'm gonna look into that. Like I'm gonna listen to that, because when I was younger, it was like, oh, everybody's my friend. I love everyone. Everyone, come here. You know, I collected. What did they say? I was like buried treasure. I collected all kinds of people, all kinds of personalities, all kinds of broken. So yeah, all kinds of broken. And I was named Captain Save a Ho because I wanted to befriend everybody and help everybody. But at my older years, nah, we're not. You know, I really discern. And like I'm okay with having specific friends for specific reasons. Like you could be a family friend. Like my best friend, she's an everything friend. Like she's going to be around my family. She's going to be around any friend. She's going to do business with me. All of that. Trust is there. But certain friends are okay. I'm just going to go have a drink with this girl. And it's okay. You ain't never going to meet my family. Like, and I'm good with that. I think when we're young, we're like, oh, I just come to my house. Not everybody comes to my house. Right. And I don't think anybody, it's okay. Like some people call me mysterious. I'm not really that mysterious. Like what you see is what you get, but you don't get all of that. It's like privy to have, I have 2 boys, so it's privy. Like you got to earn that shit. Truly.
Yeah, I think personally, especially like nowadays, you don't know what type of intentions people have.
Heck yeah.
Because you don't know what type of things people be on, because you don't know what type of energy they can bring. So it's like you constantly have to figure out like, hey, okay, how do I go about this? Because like I said, like, how do you figure out a way to like end a friendship or end a relationship the right way?
Like you know me. Like so like who told you? There is no real right way, but I do believe in letting them, like coming to them. Like if I get weird vibes or if I feel like you're mad at me and you're not telling me, I'm going to ask you because we're adults. Like I have to ask. Everybody wants that confrontation, but I don't see it as confrontation. If I'm asking a friend what's wrong and they don't feel like telling me, then that's weird. Or, you know, and not personal life, but with us. But like that girl, I just called her up one day, the second time, because I gave her the first shot, you know, the second time. And I was like, I don't believe that we are meant to be friends. And I don't think this friendship should continue. And that's it. That's all I said to her. No disrespect, because you don't have to. You don't have to be catty. I don't have to talk about her like in a bad way. I'm saying it here, but I really, no ill will, nothing. But some people are just not meant to be friends, and that's okay.
She must have run you the wrong way.
Nah, she did some dirty stuff. Like, you know, when you just do a lot of little things. And
it just piled up to one big ball.
Yes, and I asked you the first time, like, do you got a problem with me? Like, is it me? Or, you know what I mean? And I call it out the first time, and you're like, no, I adore you. And you do everything that's not adoring or loving.
I know a couple of people like that.
I know, yeah.
I ain't going to say no names, but I know a couple of people like that.
Yeah.
I think, you know, especially like nowadays in society, because, you know, me and you touched on mental health a lot. So like, what's some ways that you kind of like touch on your mental health, and what's some things that you do that helps you?
This kind of stuff, oddly enough, like even not just my podcast, but just having open communication. Sometimes I need to mute everything. And I just go ghost, kind of like I go quiet for 2-3 days. I like my peace. So I'll read. I write a lot. The ocean, the water, like just being in that area, in that space, quiet time. That's what touches, you know, like I got to remember who I am so that I don't have issues, and so that the whatever the world tells me doesn't sit here. 'Cause the world will tell you all these things about yourself. You just got to remember who you are.
Definitely. So what was that moment for you, like, for you to remember who you was and who you want to be for yourself? Like, that self, like, because everybody says it as self-love. But what was that moment like, okay, this is who I want to be?
Specifically, I think I was when I started going to therapy, when I knew, like, okay, I'll be honest then, about 12, 13 years ago, I was married, my kids were young, and it wasn't working out, right? So that we kind of split for a little bit, and I just felt like empty, like I was always feeding other people, even him. I was doing nothing for myself. And I just started doing the work, like major work. Like I had done some work, but I was like, I feel like I'm not even being myself. And therapy, I did that therapy. I got my health in general right, because I feel like when you feel like shit, you think like shit, everything doesn't work out. So I started working out, I became a fitness coach, all of that.
Wow.
And that was like something, she was my pastor's husband, she said, you're going to always be misunderstood. What are you going to do about it? Like, she told me that. Like, what are you going to do about it? You're probably going to be misunderstood by someone, right? Because I always felt like I just was never fit in my family, never fit in, like, and she was just like, okay, but are you going to sit here and always moan, cry, like, or are you going to be okay? Like, find out who you are and just be okay with yourself. So I started finding out what I liked, what I did, what I didn't like, speaking up more for myself. I've always been outspoken, but now I'm just like, let me find the right words to tell you how I feel. Instead of, like, I used to be like quick to fiery, if someone hurt me. But now I was just like, they're controlling me if I get like that.
Definitely.
So I just put myself in control of me.
So do you think, the way you grew up kind of impacted anything? Or
Before you even ask, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, like, do you feel like, in a sense, like, the way you grew up kind of made a difference, or how you reacted to certain things or stuff like that? Like, you're like, because I normally, we got right into it. I normally talk about the upbringing, how the upbringing affects, because I have a segment as well called "What Are Women Really Thinking" on the podcast as well. So this is like a spinoff of that too, and it's like, how did your upbringing and your nationality and all these things help shape the woman you are today, and kind of grow that to be able to stand up for yourself, to be able to speak up for yourself, to be able to advocate for yourself in the way other people would be able to understand you the proper way?
Damn, that's a good question. Sheesh. Writing this shit. No, okay. No, I grew up in New York. I came from a very abusive household and all kinds of abuse. And we're Hispanic, mainly. I'm a little mixed, but predominantly Hispanic. So you don't speak. You don't have a voice when you're a kid. Like, you are told what to do. You are told how to think. And especially the kind of household I grew up in was very much, my mom was very, like, nobody needs to even hear you speak if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, we were muted our whole lives. So I did everything possible to not be that, not be her, not be that. So the minute I started, like, I really have a voice and it's not that bad. And you know what I mean? I wanted to break generational curses. So that was really the reason I just started being outspoken. It would get me in trouble. Like, my mom always got me in trouble. I was respectful, but I needed to understand why you were being this way. I would always ask questions, but as I got older, it was just like, I'm not going to get muted anymore. That's not healthy behavior. I pretty much always was like this kind of thought process. I always had but I was odd. I was in my house.
Black sheep.
What happened?
I said black sheep.
I was the black sheep for what? People celebrate kids. Like, I got straight A's. I went to, I did I'm the only one that graduated high school, went to college. Like, I did better for myself. I educated myself. I always liked to read, and I was told, like, that's weird. The weirdest things in my household. But what I learned as I got older is my mom was scared of me becoming everything she's not. I really truly believe that she was scared of that. And like she could control me if I was dumber, if I was quieter, if I didn't read, all of that. I didn't realize it then. I just thought she just didn't like me. I thought I was unlovable at that time. But growing up, I think she was scared of me because I combated with her.
And you had a superpower that she seen. Because
Maybe.
I feel like every parent sees, they know what each child has to offer. So when you're doing those things, how did you overcome that? Especially like going through the path you went through.
My faith. I think I was always faith-filled. I was always like, this isn't going to be my life. This isn't going to be my story. Like, I don't know how I knew that, but I always knew that. I always knew like I would not become, I don't know. It was weird, but I was like the little 7-year-old girl crying in the corner, but like, God, you got me. Like, I don't know how. I just knew. I just always knew that I'd be okay. Because there was some times where I didn't know how I knew, but I knew. And I had to be strong because I'm the middle child. I lost my little brother, and then I have two older siblings, but I was always like the mama bear. So if I folded, they were all going to fold. And I just wanted us to stay together, even though we were in shit. We really were. All of us had our own issues with it. But I had to be like that strength, because if I didn't do it, then my sister wouldn't, my little brother wouldn't, my older brother wouldn't. So I just never thought, no, I'm not going to do this. And defended them and did all those things. So
now
right there.
now the fact that now you're a mother of 2, you have your own kid. What's some things that you implement with your kid now that you're a mother and you get to run the household how you want it, and you get to change the narrative on your family?
You trying to get me to cry on your show? Don't start. Love. Like, I just always make sure that they know I love them, even when they do wrong. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you did wrong, and I'm pissed. But I'm also gonna be like, but I still love you regardless. Like, we weren't really. I don't think I was ever told I love you, like, growing up. So
Wow.
just making sure they know every single day, because I think that's the basis. If they feel love and safe in their home, then they're gonna like want to do better. They're gonna want to like my youngest son. One time I was like, I'm very disappointed, and you might as well have beat that kid with a stick, because he did not want to disappoint me. That word, and it just means a lot when they know that, like, no, mama got them. That's all.
Wow. So how did you become who you are today with the podcast and doing what you're doing? Give us a little bit of background, because you have your own podcast, Aspire Podcast. So let's touch on that a little bit.
So a few years ago, actually, almost 3. In October, it'll be 3 years. But I had cancer, and I was like, even though with my cancer, and I got blessed. I had surgery. I went through a lot with it, but I was very sick, but I wasn't terminal. You know, I didn't get to that point. And I was like, just thinking like, man, this is like that life challenge. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do after this? And I was like, I always thought I was going to interview. I majored in journalism first when I was in school and stuff like that. And I always wanted to interview people. I always talk to people like I'm getting to know their soul anyway. So I was like, oh, I feel like I want to do this. I didn't really get that much support at home, but I told one of my friends, I was like, I really want to start a podcast. Maybe you want to co-host. And she was so all in. I will say, like, she was like, all right, cool, we're going to do this. And I already had like logo. I already had like what I really envisioned for it, probably all my life. Like, I always thought I was going to be interviewing some people. Like, yeah.
On some Oprah Winfrey.
You said Oprah, and someone just called me that. They're like, okay, Oprah, go with it. But yeah, like, I don't know. I looked up to people like that, or like, but like real journalist stuff too. And once I was like cleared, I did it. We just started it. We were pressing record on a little phone.
That's how it always starts.
Like, but that's really how it started. And I think the only thing that I wish I did was back then, we had to kind of come to a commonality, right? And our personalities are real different, and I wanted to have real talk, more deeper. Like, yeah, I love to laugh, and I'm always gonna say a joke in between crying and shit. But I feel like with her it was a little more. So I do feel like you have to know who you're gonna be a co-host with, and you guys have to have kind of the same vision. So that's the only thing. But it worked out. We did it together for about a year, and then I wanted to grow it. She kind of wanted to go in a different way, but I just was like, I'm still doing this. I incorporated doing more charity work with it and stuff like that, and it's just growing, but it's baby steps. But yeah, I just said I want to do what makes me happy, because if you got one more day, why would you waste it on not doing something that you love?
Exactly. I think, as far like I always tell people, you gotta love doing what you're doing, no matter if it's the podcast or sports or whatever, journalism. You just gotta love what you do. So what's some of the lessons you learned throughout like this process? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what's some other lessons you learned?
Know who you are, like be true to you, because comparison is a thief of joy, and you'll start like I watch podcasts, like I'm proud to watch podcasts, especially like now I watch yours and other people, but it's like sometimes if you get in that headspace of like, gosh, am I doing enough? Is my lighting good? Like I came in here, no, like I've always thought you had good like lighting and everything. I'm like, oh, I could do a little bit more with my camera. But you start to think like that. You have to like this, like, that's theirs, this is mine. Always. Another lesson is to really gain some tough skin, because, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I haven't had like really bad experiences with it. But, every once in a while, is this enough? Is someone gonna, hate on this or whatever? But I still do it because I also learned I do watch my show back sometimes, but not all the time. Because then it's the nitpicking or this, I have to do this better. I don't like to be that hard on myself, because then it takes away the joy from doing it.
I think, that's another thing that us content creators have, in a sense. We are our biggest critic when it comes to stuff. Oh, this didn't go right, or that didn't go right. And that's one thing I had to learn, especially like doing what I was doing, like I was telling you before, is just enjoying the moment, enjoying this moment, not worried about what happened yesterday or what happened the last time I sat down, just understanding that there's something you got and we're here to do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stress no more. I ain't going to nitpick. I'm just going to try to do little baby steps to get myself to where I need to be.
Yeah, and you have to know what you want out of this show, because you start listening to people and then it's not your show. You know what I mean? Like, there's times where I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I'm like, I would have said it in real life. You know what I mean? I try to be as authentic, but I'm also protective of my privacy too, because you got kids and whatever. But I try to show on the show exactly who I am. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Just be as much me as possible. With like, are you reserved? Like, do you feel like you're reserved on your show? Like no
more.
I feel like I hold back. Like some people, when I've been on other shows, are like, oh, what's off limits? And I ask that too, but I'm like, I didn't even ask you what we're talking about. Like, well, and I blindly trust you, because other people were like, oh, what's the topic? I said, whatever we talk about. Like, I don't know. I don't have that. We can't talk about anything. It is what it is.
I feel like with me, it's just, I always try to keep it clean as possible.
Yeah.
If we get dirty, we get dirty, but I always try to keep it clean, because I like to protect myself and I like to protect other people, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was taking this class, and they said, like I was telling you before as well, legacy never dies. So I want to make sure, what we're thinking podcast, Nathan Lindor, stays clean throughout, even though we're going to have our moments.
Yeah.
I don't want to be perfect, but I just want to be authentic. I don't want to look like I'm forcing it, because they be like, why you don't carry like note cards or something? And I'm like, oh.
If the question is not felt, I'm not asking it. I don't care what's in the note card, and that's
really
weird to me. I don't know. It is weird to me when. I'm sorry, people, if you're watching and you carry note cards. I don't know. That's just something I'm not willing to do. That would confuse me. I'd be like, and where were, like I would, who's reading like that? But I know people that keep them just to keep them on track and fine, but it's not my style. It's not my style.
Definitely.
I even went from putting some questions, unless it's like a game or unless we're kind of I don't want to put questions on even the screen too much because I like this. Like I'm paying attention to you, you're paying attention to me. The cameras don't exist, the mics don't exist. It's just about the authentic conversation.
Yeah, I learned that as well. Like me, because like you say, I watch a lot of different podcasts, so I just pick up different things that they do, or I be like, okay, I don't want to do that part of it, because
like that may work for them.
Yeah, but it's not gonna work for me. So you always talk about how you advocate for the male species. What made you such an advocate for the male species?
Gosh, you asking questions today that are touching like our I had really good, like, yes, I had bad men in my life, but I had really good men in my life. Like I was blessed to have an adoptive father that loved us beyond anything. My uncles, his brothers they are the dopest people I know, truly. Like they loved us. When my dad passed, it was like they didn't even think twice about being there for us. And my brothers, like I was around. Now my brothers they have their faults, but they were just like, they loved me. You know what I mean? And I just feel like sometimes the world misunderstands these men, and I'm not out here trying to bash no man, because even the bad ones have a heart. Even the bad, you know what I mean? Like, so I give grace where grace is due, because the world already tells you guys are X, Y, and Z. Why would I do that? I don't feel it. I don't have that, like, I've never been like, all these men do all these things. No, I don't even think like that. I have a lot of friends that do, but at the end of the day, I haven't had that experience, so I'm not going to fake it, or I'm not going to sit here. I feel like a lot of times us women get on that bandwagon, and like a lot of people are like, oh, but you're not going to have a show that's like hater, or like, oh, rah rah for the women. I'm like, no, I'm going to give it where credit's due. Like, I know amazing fathers. I know single fathers that do everything for their kids. I know hardworking men. Why would I go there and just bash them? Because even if it's just one man, I had a stepdad that wasn't a good stepdad. That was a terrible person that did a lot of bad things. But I'd take that out, because that was just one man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like for you, you're very honest.
I guess. I just speak.
I think because like I was talking to a few other people, and like I always say, like I like interviewing women, because women are going to give you the clear cut truth. They're not going to hold nothing back. But y'all very cautious. Like I was talking to Miss Tanya, and I love Tanya. Yeah, we was talking, and every time she would talk, she would think about what she said, and I could see you doing that as well. You're like, okay, how can I answer this question as properly as I can?
It's articulating. Like I know I could have used different words or whatever, but it's really like matching these two things that I do. That I
Why you try to match your heart and your head, your brain? I don't think that works.
It works though, because I wanted to articulate what I truly feel about men. When I thought of that, when I paused a little, it wasn't out of like caution in that way, because I was going to tell you what I was going to tell you, but it was like I wanted it to be the most authentic answer. So I thought about it for a second.
I feel that. So what is something that you understand about males that you think other women should be able to understand, in a sense?
That why are we the only people that are allowed to be broken? Yeah, I think if more women saw that men been through stuff too. There's men that have sexual abuse as kids, like that we have more in common with men, then we would stop treating them as though they should be a provider. But provider is so many other things too, right? So I just think that we're taught to like, this is the male role. But I don't really believe in I believe in gender roles to a certain extent, because we all have to have them in a way. But this is, everybody should feel how they want to feel. Everybody should be allowed to grace all of that. We don't give men grace. That's just the truth.
No, I feel that. I feel like, like these conversations that we're having today, I feel like those are big, especially now in the community, especially all the stuff that's going on.
The
And
world is crazy right now.
yeah, so I think, like I said, these conversations are important, especially coming from a woman to, like, make those adjustments, because a lot of people, because at one point it was like the women were taking over the world.
Yeah, and that's great. And listen, we were.
Hold on. I know you're enjoying the video, but I got one quick message for you. Struggling to find balance, struggling with mental health, struggling with your path, I got the perfect guide for you. My ebook down in the link below. Click the link and get your copy today.
Dominating.
Well, we're dominating at that point, but like, yes, we were silenced. We weren't even allowed to vote. Our husband could rape us, and we couldn't even press charges. It wasn't illegal to get raped by your husband up until only 60 something years ago. You know what I mean?
I don't want to
So,
be
like,
ignorant of that.
no, but like that kind of thing. So yes, I get why women are so rah, but at the same time, when are we going to stop that I'm going to get hated on, but this is the truth. When are we going to stop being victims of things that happened in the past? And when are we going to grow up and realize, like, if we want a future and if we want to be heard, we don't have to always be so angry. We don't always have to be so domineering sometimes. And we don't have to hate on our men to do it. We can win regardless.
I'm stuck on the raping part. Raping. How would your husband rape you? Ain't y'all married? I don't want to
See
sound
that mindset. Oh, you're gonna start a conversation. But you can get raped by your husband. He's drunk and everything, and he forces you to have sex with you. That's rape. Tie you down and rape. Listen. Your friend is speaking. Yes, it's a thing. Your husband can rape you. What if you come in? Gosh, man. See, this is a good conversation, but it's very true, and that's the mindset of a lot of people. Is that you're married, but if let's say he beats you and you don't want to have sex with you, and he's still beating you so that you can have sex with him, that's not considered rape.
That's different.
That's what I'm talking about, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to get some clarification.
It wasn't illegal to do that to your wife. That's what I'm saying. That our rights were a thing, and yes, we should be fighting still for that, but at the same time, like, can't we join the fight together kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But yes, it wasn't even illegal in the early 60s to have that.
A lot of things wasn't. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of it was
but
a
that's
lot
what I'm
of.
saying. Our rights were not really that there, and that's why people are like that and women are like that. But how can I be mad at you for something that happened you weren't even born? You know what I mean? Like, that
Right.
mentality is crazy to me.
I think, like I said, I think it's just simple conversations or understanding, because it's always like, you don't understand me. Well, you don't understand me. How am I supposed to understand you if you don't understand me?
And-
It's always like a silver lining of how things should go or how things should be.
Something I also learned in therapy is that unless you went through it, you can't truly understand me. You could be empathetic to me. You could have compassion for me. You can be like, yo, I'm going to be there for you. But how can you understand when a husband rapes a woman? You can't understand it because you've never been through it. I've never been through that either. But like, as a woman, I've been through rape. I've been through molestation. So I have like empathy for that. And I have understanding. But you can't understand what you've never been through. You can't.
Right.
Yeah. And it's okay to have the conversation, but you're listening to get clarification. Sometimes people don't do that. They listen to be right, or they respond to be right.
Definitely. I think everybody just has their own way of, like I said, own way of thinking. Because some males might agree with some females might agree with some males, but it's never a common ground on how we can, kind of come together, how we can push and do what we
Talking
need to
like
do.
this and being free about it and being open to that conversation is a step, at least. At least we're talking. You asked, you were like, wait, how can that happen?
Yeah, because I be one. I'm
Well,
just.
you're
I think
like,
I'm
that's my wife. She gonna give it to me, but that's the mentality.
for sure. Hey, for sure. She gonna.
like she better.
I put a ring on it for a reason. Like you know.
Oh, okay. See, but there's that's that silver lining too.
But
like
I think-
little thin
I think-
line between rape and love. I guess that's crazy
But-
to say, but it's true.
You also gotta know who you're dealing with. Because I'm the type of person, I don't drink or smoke, so it's like everything is gonna be like, you know what's going on, I know what's going on,
Yeah.
and that's that. Other than that, like if you talking to somebody essentially, and you know they like to drink, you know they like to party, they do drugs, stuff like that, you gotta
I can't be
automatically,
with no one that does like drugs like that.
yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
That's not an option for me.
Yeah, so it's like but you see how you already have that on the table, so you're not gonna attract that type of crowd. Other people, they be like,
Blessed that I don't attract too much. Too much. You know, every once in a while one slips in. Like, but I do I don't attract that kind of behavior. Like drug addicts and stuff like that. I don't know.
yeah,
But I also don't really associate with it. Like everybody knows like I'm not with that. So I drink here and there,
like a little wine.
I do drink my wine, but I'm also not out here. I'm drunk. Like I don't. You will not, like, nobody will catch you. Like no one that I was outside drunk. Never happened.
I feel
Never.
that. Yeah,
But I like to have control over my body at least. One time I was
Same.
drunk in my entire life, and that was in the house of my older brother. So safe, and it was, I swear it was an accident. But and then that was the lesson, right? You do that once, you never do it again. And I've never been out to be drunk because I don't find that attractive.
really.
Mm-mm.
You see one particular significant other from like, what if? Because like I said, as long as you lay down on the table, it might not come. But like you said, it might be that one.
Yeah, and it'd be that one time. So if let's say I'm with somebody and they drink more, which I have been, and they drink more. Pretty much everyone I can't say everyone. I haven't really dated in my life. I haven't been with many people, but like if they drink, they always going to drink more than me because I have a limit and I have like I watch out what I do, especially outside. But if they get to that point, as long as it doesn't get rowdy, just like disrespectful or like to the point where you're just being belligerent. I don't like belligerent. I don't think it's not attractive for anybody to be belligerent drunk. Like that's not. Mm-mm.
Well, why not? You don't like a little swing and grab and.
Oh yeah, ooh, sexy. No. Like I like them to know that they're doing these things. Half the time they don't know. When they're that drunk, they don't know that they did it. And like hitting on, like, I like affection. I'm an affectionate person, but if you're doing that and it's like the next day you're like, oh, I don't know where, and then you grab me in a weird way, yeah. Mm-mm.
So what's your sign? Your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo. I don't think I'm a very stereotypical Leo. Like everything I read on them, why are you looking at me like that? My birthday's in a couple weeks actually, but I don't really do too much for my birthday ever.
I feel like Leos be lying.
They're what?
Leos be lying.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
No, I don't know because I don't be like I've learned more about zodiac signs in the last couple years because my old co-host, she was all about it. She's like, "Oh, you must be a this rising," and I have no idea. What
See, I'm not
is.
that deep into it.
No, I'm not.
I'm
but
just for the main. When's your birthday? That's your man sign. That's what I'm going with.
Yes. It's just like you're cuspy, so I have no idea what
Yeah,
that means.
that's a lot.
But because when I read on it, like, so yeah, I'm very assertive, Leo trait. I'm very, we're known to be fun and outgoing, but we're also known to be mean, and that I can't ride with. And another thing I read the other day, and my friend's like, this is not you at all, is that like, we'll just won't speak, like go silent, and I'm gonna need that conversation. Like I'm gonna need that conversation. Like I need my silence in my own head a lot of times, but like if someone made me mad or upset, maybe I need a minute, I'll take a beat, but I'm gonna need that conversation. And the thing is said that Leos just won't speak. And I know a lot of Leos like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like I I fit in the molds too much.
I think you probably had little instances throughout your life because we all have different stages in our
moments,
life.
yeah.
We all have those moments where it's like, okay, what happened? Because like people be saying certain stuff about my sign, which is Aquarius,
Oh,
and
you're
I
Aquarius. My youngest son is.
yeah, he's gonna be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
He gives me go energy. I will say
Yeah.
that, and very like non-follower. Like he is who he is, and he truly don't care about a damn soul liking him. I love that. I always love that about him. So okay, I see you. Okay. Do you think there's anything of an Aquarius that you're not, that they're known for?
The girl I interviewed yesterday said Aquariuses are manipulators.
Manipulators.
I never, ever, well, from my experience, I
You
never-
never experienced yourself manipulating
I
yourself.
never,
or
nobody.
maybe other.
My thing is, nobody ever said, Nate, you manipulated me.
I hate the word manipulator.
I hate that too, 'cause that's
the
not-
concept of a manipulator. I think some people don't know they're manipulating,
Hey,
but I don't know. You never manipulated me. But manipulation in like when it comes from a place, I can't stitch. When it comes from a place of malice, is different when you're like you just trying to make shit happen too. And so there's a difference, but it's still manipulating the situation. Just one is for like the cause of whatever, to do better in your show, to make sure things get handled a proper way, and then manipulation with malice is like, yo, you just really trying to play with people.
see, I don't play with nobody. That's the thing. I'm very,
So then you don't have the malice behind it. I
yeah.
think. Oh no. Blink twice, girl. Blink twice.
I don't know. I never been in a
Now you
situation.
gotta think about it and be a little.
I am. I've been
self-aware.
like ever since she said it yesterday. I've been kind of cautious now, like, cause I know I'm quick tempered, and I know I'm detached, and I know I'm not the.
You're describing my son. too.
Yeah, I'm not the most affectionate person.
Nah, he loves up. He loves up on his people.
Yeah, his people, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like when I'm with somebody, I'm behind closed doors. I'm like the most affectionate, but outside,
You gotta be behind closed doors. Oh,
it's not. It's just.
I could never date an Aquarius.
It's just. I don't know. It's
I'm
just.
not like a on top of you person. I don't like to make out in front of anybody. Like I'll peck you and that's it. Don't be all up in my mouth, please. Do not do that. Never. That's not what I like to do. But I am very like I give you the small signs. Like I'll hold your hand. I'll rub your back. Like light things like that. But I'm not out here like I cannot stand when people are like. You sit on top of them. You're making out like we can't.
See, I
like
can't.
that.
That would
But
kill
we're
me.
adults too, and who does that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That would kill me. I would die.
but do you hold her hand? Like,
I mean, I'll hold hands every once in a while. Like I
nah,
got.
bruh. We can never. I
I'm-
can never. Now I know Aquarius. Check.
I'm like, no. It's just. I never been that type. Like, cause my mom, even still, like, even me as a kid, like, she'd be like, she want to hug me. I don't want. Like, I'm not that type. I never been.
You know what's crazy? My mom did not want to hug me, and I'm like, maybe
Your
that's
mom,
part of it.
she's an Aquarius.
Nah, she's a Scorpio,
Oh.
born on Halloween.
Oh.
Pray for. I mean, you don't have to pray for me. I've saved myself from that situation, but.
Yeah, them Scorpios ain't no joke.
Who said that she? And then we're like I'm a Leo. My sister's a Leo. We're such opposite people. Opposite people. That's why I'm like, and she's August 1st. I'm July 29th. Days away. So I don't know how that sign crap works. I feel like
I just feel like I just listen to it for the aesthetic of it. I listen to it for the aesthetic of it, and just so I know how to deal with certain people. Because
Yeah.
my father's a Leo.
okay.
And me and my father have a great relationship now. And you know, back in the day he used to lie, so that's why I
He
associate.
used to lie.
Yeah, Jit used to be capping. My dad be capping. bro.
Capping?
Yeah, Jit be capping like crazy. Like,
You know what? I think that some Leos are people pleasers, and I don't even think that they're meaning to lie. Like I like for my sister, for instance, I'm like, nah, I just think maybe she just like I'm giving her too much grace, but like she be capping too, and I'm like, But it was like a dumb lie. Like, you didn't even have to lie. So I just think she just wants people to like her. And I'm the opposite. Like, I probably tell you something so you don't like, you know what I mean? I don't care as much. I've always not cared as much as her. And she's always been like, I call her chameleon a little bit, because if, like, she'll get a new friend, so she's kind of more like her friend now. And then you never, like, she changes personalities a little bit to match her friends.
I think everybody has that. Them friends they be around, you might not notice it because you're so comfortable. I talk to everybody about this.
I think she knowingly does it, though. I think she wants to fit in with that person. So, like, okay, yeah, I'll listen more to this kind of music. We become who we're around. That's just natural.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But it's parts of people, not your whole personality. Your whole personality, like, this is who you should be or who you are. You get the things that you love the most from the people you love, right?
Right.
That's what you should do. But I don't know, I'm always scared to seem like an imposter, or like, I'm like the
Can't be
opposite of
faking.
I'm like, no, but it's like, it feels like I get anxiety about thinking, did that feel fake? Did it seem fake? Even though it's so genuine. And so I stopped worrying about it too. Like, it's from my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I think because we had to mute ourselves and kind of be the kid that we were supposed to be and whatever, and not like have our personalities. I think I had too much personality for my mom.
Definitely.
Truly.
So here's something that I want to touch on.
Oh, damn, when you get serious. Go ahead.
I'm not serious at all. I just, as I go through the process, like, as I break down stuff, I like to, like, kind of collect my thoughts before I answer my question, because sometimes I'll be stuttering, or sometimes I say something that don't make sense.
I'm like, oh, damn, does that make sense even? Like, yeah.
So I like to just make sure I say what I need to say. So I want to connect the dots a little bit, in a sense, to where it's like, do you think the generation of women now are kind of bad? Because I want to kind of like solve a problem. No, it's just like I want to get a problem solving.
Do women?
Because I had this. So me and my mom, we do these walks every day or like every other day. And me and her friends, we were talking. And I was like, how do you feel about the generation of women now that are coming up behind you guys? Because it was a statistic going on saying that there's no more cookouts, there's no more family outings, there's no more wives. There's a lot of stuff going down with our communities. So I want to ask your opinion on that. How do you feel about the generation of women that are coming up behind you guys? Because I have a segment on here that we need to get back to, which is girl talk, because I have so many topics for the girls in my generation. But I'll have so much topics for them to ask them, because they are the up and coming. Yeah. They're going to fill the shoes of your shoes, Miss Tanya's shoes, and so on and so forth, my mother and my grandmother. So how do you feel about that generation of women growing up behind you?
I think that they are more brave, but I also think that we are lacking traditional values. Like, correct. We're losing. So I'm not very traditional, but I do like certain things. I do women getting married, having a good household. I'm a clean freak, if you know me.
OCD?
Yeah. Like, there's that speck of dust over there. Go clean it, but we're losing we're losing skills too. Like, I don't know a lot of women that cook now, and I know more men that cook, because out of necessity, really, right? Because what you're going to eat out all day? It's not even feasible. So it's like, I think we could be badasses and still know how to be women. And that's where gender roles, like, I'm not saying barefoot and pregnant. That's not what I'm saying, because that was really ridiculous of us. But to still know how to hold your own as a woman in your life and in your space in your home, and you still can do all the things that you want to do. Because I'm living proof. Like, I kind of had like a rebirth, and I'm still making sure my kids are fed. Like, I cooked before coming here. You know what I mean? Like, just
what you cook?
I made lobster ravioli, like stuffed ravioli and Alfredo sauce with some chicken.
Why you say it so low? Why we want the people want?
You drooling?
If people want to know,
But like now I'm hungry. But it's just like, still being able, like, you can do it all. But I feel like people are, the women from now are choosing their careers, choosing to wait till marriage. And I, like, if that's your choice, that's your choice.
Right.
But we can do more. We can still have love. And I believe in love 100%.
So you're a girl
It's not
that
one or
loves
the
love.
other. Because if you're with the right spouse too, they're going to encourage you.
So you believe in the white picket fence and the Disney fairy tales and all that stuff?
I believe love is love. And I believe in it wholeheartedly. When you do care and it's unconditional, you do it at 100%. That's just how I am. But love is not a fairy tale. Like real shit, real love. Sorry, I'm cursing on here. I don't even curse on my show. But it's...
Because this is what I think
It's
of
hard.
podcast. This is
It's work.
here.
It's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm forgetting that there's, but, like real love, I think the fairy tale is where we got to get away from. Like you're allowed, you could, I don't know, princess treatment. I don't really care for it because I want to be treated with respect and love, but not so delicate that I can't do things. Cause that was another thing. And growing up Hispanic, sometimes you're taught to be like kind of pretty and do this, but not really be spoken. Like my ex, a lot of times I think he would get mad at me for being outspoken instead of, and I'm not, when I say outspoken, it's not like I'm disrespectful, or it's just that I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm not gonna just go based on what he says. I have an opinion too, stuff like that. So you can be that and still, no, because I like conversation. So what do I look like being mute in the corner? No, I was not meant to be mute in the corner. Never.
But I think I'm about to say something crazy right
No,
now.
say the truth.
I just feel like certain situations just follow me.
Like what?
It's just like, say for instance, right? I say something, and you be like, why? Like, just follow me. I'm.
I can be led. There's a difference.
mm,
I can't. No,
I don't
truly
think.
can be led.
I don't think. No offense. Well, never mind.
No,
I'm
you
not
can
gonna.
tell
Say,
me.
no, I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna say. It. I'm
offended.
not gonna say it,
You
bro.
gonna say you don't think I could be led?
I'm not saying it. I'm saying because everybody knows I love the Hispanic culture. I love the Hispanic women. But Hispanic women, they just question everything you do. Cause I was watching this reel on Instagram, and the guy was like, they was doing a little challenge where you mix the cups and you gotta match them, but you can't see what cup is what. And he's like, I'm telling you, the cup goes here, and she's like, no, I think it goes here. And they arguing in Spanish, and I'm just like, bruh, just listen, bruh, and then we could just move forward.
So, I feel like for me, because I could speak for me, I will listen, but I also feel like, and for me, I'm not even speaking for all Hispanic women, is you also have to be, if you're gonna lead me, then you gotta lead me. But a lot of what I feel men are lacking, just like we're having this new age women or whatever, there's new age men where they want to tell you what to do, not lead you. There's a difference. There's a difference. Like, lead me and I respect you, and I do fully feel like, man, head of the household, all of that. I do feel that. Like, I still have those traditional values, but you gotta lead by example, not lead to direct, and lead me in a positive way. I had a lot of negativity, or you're telling me, like, don't do that, but why? Or don't be this, but why? Or, you know what I mean? There's a difference of you muting me to the point where I can't even be myself. And that's where I have a problem. But if you're leading and you're leading well, a good leader doesn't have to ask for followings. Like, doesn't have to ask. People want to follow, want to be led.
I mean, you said something. Because I feel like...
Like, you didn't want me to say something. But it's true, though. Like, if you're a good leader, it just happens. Like, some people are just born natural leaders, right?
Right.
But men that lack that, then they should work for it a little bit if you want a traditional household.
Right.
And that's fine. You should want what you want, right? But then you also have those conversations early on. What some men... And I love my men, but what some men don't do is communicate. some women don't either. You know what I mean? But if you can't communicate from the beginning like that to know what the expectations are, it's always going to be like this.
I feel that. I think, like I said, just always a give or take, or just understanding like your vision, or understanding the vision that y'all create together. And it's just like some men, not all men, because nobody's perfect in
We
a sense.
don't all women or all men. Some people do it, some people don't.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like if a person is constantly showing up or showing you that he can do what he can do,
You gotta let her.
you gotta just let the person do what they gotta do, because at the end of the day, they're gonna constantly show up, whether it's raining, whether it's hot, whether it's snowing, whether it's storming outside. That person's gonna constantly show up. So, in a sense, if
Got something to say, but go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say.
I don't want you to lose that thought, because that's how I be.
I was gonna say that that's what the expectation of that they're gonna show up, right? It's a lot more rare. I'm learning in this life, it's a lot more rare to be able to rely on someone to show up the next day, good or bad. And that's my issue with relationships, dating, whatever now, is that the mindset is like, we're in this together. At least that's how I am. I'm gonna show up, whether you pissed me off yesterday, but that's where I think we're losing true, genuine love, is because some people just don't show up. They want the fun part of the relationship.
They want that cupcake stage.
Yeah, and we ain't cupcake people. Like, I want the whole damn cake. I want the icing. I want the everything. I even want the little crust at the bottom. Like, I want it all. So don't cupcake me. You know what I mean? But that goes for men and women. Like, there's some people that are not gonna be there for you tomorrow.
Definitely.
And then what's the point?
So, anything else you want to tell the people? Free game, gyms, stuff like that. Like, you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Free game. Oh, I said this on my show the other day, and apparently it was a thing. Just like to know who you are, so that when the world tells you otherwise, you don't believe them, kind of stuff. That's something I'm really, really like honing in on, cause and I feel like growth is never ending. Like, people also work on themselves and like, I'm done. You're not done. And when you're in new relationships, you should always keep evolving. They shouldn't be meeting the last version of you. Another thing, I feel that heal properly. People should heal properly before they date, so that the other person's not paying for your last mistakes.
Yeah, because you're going to bleed all over them.
I'm tired of having blood. Like, I'm like, blood all over. And not just in relationships like that, but even friendships. Like, if your best friend from 10 years ago did you dirty, and you trying to be my friend and you still dwelling on that, I can't help you. Like, I didn't do you dirty. You know what I mean? Like, that mentality of like, and I also feel like the mentality of, like, oh, I ain't gonna be that dumb again. Well, if you going into it thinking you're not gonna be that dumb, you're probably gonna be that dumb again. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna create problems that don't even exist, because you're always thinking, oh, well, this person. That's why I never, one thing I don't do, like, you would never know that I went through some of the things I went through, because you guys didn't do it to me, so I'm not gonna make you pay for that, ever. Like, in general, altogether. When I was younger, I did. When I was younger, I was very much stay away from me. I kept people at arm's length, because I didn't trust that people would love me for me or stay, right?
Right.
So it was easier if you were over there.
I feel that.
And now I think, like, that's just unhealed mentality.
I like that.
We're stupid if we're like letting other people that did us wrong not give us the joy that we're supposed to have in our life. We're being dumb. We're being ignorant to the fact that, like, yo, this joy came to us again. Why are we not allowing it because of something someone else did?
Because some people don't know how to, I feel like some people just don't know how to, like, cope with that, or like understand it, or because some people, like, if it's too good to be true, then that's what it is.
Or it's just good. Or it's just good. But you'll never know if you don't really put that effort into doing it. I think the mentality of new age people too, and actually of my age group, I'm almost 40 in a couple weeks, is the fact that we tend to, nah, I ain't gonna do that again. Oh no, nobody's gonna catch me that dumb. But you're not that dumb. You already learned that lesson, but you're not applying it. It's the problem. If you don't apply the lesson, then you are going to be that dumb, and then now you're losing something that's valuable.
Let me tell
You're
you
guilty.
something. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say some real vibes.
Go ahead.
I feel like, yes, you did learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard to come to grips with that lesson, so it's hard for you to apply what you learned from that lesson
keep people
sometimes.
away from you until you can apply it.
It's hard to keep people, especially when you're a vibrant person and you like me.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, so it's
I
like,
know.
how do you keep people away from you when people constantly want to be around you?
It's
in a sense?
one thing to keep, like, okay, so you're around people, but then don't get that deep, or don't date, or you know what I'm saying? Date
Right.
when you're ready, or catch a best friend truly when you're ready, when you're not in the mindset that nonchalant. We care. We all care. To act like we don't is crazy to me. I don't know.
Nonchalance is a real thing.
Yeah, but why? If you're like that in general, and you're not like that because somebody in the 6th grade called you ugly and stupid, you know, if you're like that because that's your natural mentality and vibe, then I get it. Cool, be that. But when you're doing it out of defense and constantly thinking that that's the coolest way to be, and then so you're losing out on the best things of your life. People who are nonchalant, truly, they care more than the ones that act like they care. You know why? Because they're the ones, it takes so much effort for you to be like, nah, I'm not going to reply today. Nah, I'm going to ignore this person. Get out of here with that. Like, you know what I mean? If you're genuinely nonchalant, then be that all day. And I'm like, okay, that's his personality, or that's her personality. But I know people that are like, no, I'm going to act like I didn't see that message. Girl, stop. I'm sorry. It's true. It's true. That mentality is crazy to me. I care. I'm going to check. I'm going to respond.
I'm not gonna.
And
respond.
I don't think I'm thirsty. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, now if I don't care, I'm not responding. If you hurt me and now I got to protect myself, I'm not responding. That's different. But when you are trying to be nonchalant, please. I think that's the one thing that us, like, going forward, okay, be better than what my generation is, and kind of act like you care when you care, and it will solve those corny little dating problems that people have all the time.
What's the corny dating love problems?
Oh my God, does he still like me? Oh, he hasn't responded all day. Oh, he's out on social media, but he hasn't responded. If you want to talk to him, all you got to do is call him. All you got to do is message him. That whole, like, cat and mouse. You're doing it because you like the person, so then show that you like them. Is this, why are you smiling like that? Is this something you do?
Why me?
Because you gave me, like, girl, shut up.
No, it's just because the things you're saying are right in a sense.
And
it's
I'm
like,
not perfect, because we all make mistakes, but sheesh.
yeah, so it's like, I understand that now. I see, like, because it takes for people to say it for you to see it and understand it.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
And sometimes,
I've heard it, I'm sure. That's why I'm saying it.
yeah, so it's like you picture some of those moments, and like I said, I be learning. Like, sometimes when I be looking, I be like listening to what people be saying. So,
And I also believe, like, if you can go a day without thinking about that thing, that person, that moment, then acknowledge it and deal with it.
all right. So tell the people where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Where can they find me? So I have a website, aspirepodcast.com.
Oh, you got a website?
Yeah, you can even you can message me on there if you don't do social media. I respond. I get email messages all the time. IG, Aspired Podcast. I also have a personal IG. Don't be funny on there though. It's Aspired J. I don't do much of anything else. I think I have a TikTok that I open once in a while, and it's Aspired J as well on there. So that's really it.
Oh, let's touch on your nonprofit as well. Tell us a little bit about the nonprofit real quick.
So long-term goal is going to have like 2 different sections. Because food was used to be like a oh, if you didn't behave right, you didn't eat kind of thing for me growing up. Or when I spoke up about the situation at home, food was kept from me. I feel like food shouldn't be kept from anybody, and food is love. So I'm always going to do food drives. That's just something that like is close to my heart. But another thing that I haven't fully gotten out of the gate yet is I'm working on a thing called Brain Warrior. And Brain Warrior, those who really know me know that my dad passed away from a traumatic brain injury, and so did my brother, 2 different time frames in my life. And I know what it's like to be the kid that lost a father or a parent, and he was in a different state, so a lot of traveling, kind of like a Ronald McDonald House, but for kids and families of people that have had traumatic brain injuries. That is the real big one. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot. So it's not out the gate, but it's in works. And yeah, I know what it's like to have your whole life change like that, and to be able to help with education for these kids and housing for these kids, because some of them don't have parents after that, or you know what I mean? So I'm trying to become the person that I needed growing up. So that's all.
Oh, shout out to you, man. I told y'all, intuitive, smart, all that good stuff. You see, y'all got some
You're a
gems.
mess.
Y'all got the lab. Y'all got all good stuff. But shout out to her for coming through. If you haven't, go watch her podcast. I'm going to put the description below. It's in the community too, so if you're in the community, you'll see it. It's a little pink background. They got me in the middle. She picked a good picture, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to her.
You actually did look good in that picture.
Thank
Don't
you.
get big headed.
So this what I think of podcast stories behind the craft. Road to 5,000 subscribers. One road to 2 million views.
Ooh, ooh.
We out. Peace.
Bye.